You're watching Let's Drink with Formal Shark end of series live stream.
Hooray! Yes! Welcome. It's the One Show meets Wayne's World with a little bit of Bake Off because we're in a tent. And like Bake Off, if you give us enough money, we will fuck off to Channel 4.
For anyone new, Let's Drink with Formal Shark is a semi-regular podcast that reviews beers and has pub-like banter.
Basically, we drink beer and talk shite about it.
So, more importantly, on tonight's show, we'll be reviewing some beers and we'll see how we got on with some home brewing. I will warn you that this is an adult show and may contain some swearing and inappropriate content.
Don't worry, it's not a willy-waving contest like Donald Trump and King Jong-un. But we might make some sexual references and a couple of swear words.
It's me.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, we've rehearsed this.
Yes.
You can contact us via YouTube comment section, which is somewhere on the screen, on Facebook and Twitter. The Twitter is @FormalShark, #Let's Drink Live.
And it is facebook.com/Formal Shark. I got it right this time.
Got it right. But without further ado,
Yeah, adieu.
Yeah.
let's grab the first beer. And don't forget to tweet us what you're drinking.
Yeah, so if you tweet us and use your hashtag live, so you grab a beer, and more importantly, we're going to grab a beer.
Yes.
Sorry, I went completely off piste there
Yes.
on our scripts.
We have been, attempting to do this professionally. So the first beer is the Wild Beer Co. Sleeping Lemons. It is £2.60 from Retread, Rehills.
Retread is the motoring show that we
Yes.
did. Go to formalshark. You can go to retread.tv
Yes.
if you want to see me and some people do that.
I
See,
don't know why I brought
I
that up.
caught that up. I caught it.
This is just entirely live and
Yeah.
messing up. And it's got some alcohol in. It was on the screen.
It's 3.6%. So it's a sour from Wild Beer Co. But Wild Beer Co is quite an interesting one. They tend to do sort of wild beers.
Yeah.
So they're more naturally fermented, I think. But so these are often very good for people that don't like beers in the traditional sense, because they're not often very hoppy. So things like cider drinks and things like that, quite often it's quite good. Like my mother loves it. So it's a one that if you want them to share with non-beer drinkers. It's got a sour. Well, we'll taste it and see what it's like.
So it's got a nice little bit of fizz behind it. It's not incredibly heady.
You can smell lemons, definitely. Just a
Slight hint of it.
Nearly like a wine. You know that sweet kind of smell from a white wine you get.
But it's got like a lemon air freshener sort of quality.
I hope
to
it doesn't
it.
taste like lemon air freshener, because
right.
they don't taste good. You know the ones that dangle in a car?
Oh, you tasted? No, I've never
I
sucked one.
sucked one once and it was disgusting. I wouldn't recommend it.
So yeah, you're getting a bitterness, not a bitterness, you're getting a sourness in there, but not overly sour.
It pulls your cheeks in
A little bit, but
not too much.
not too much. It's not too aggressive. So it's not too much like vigorous sex without lube.
Vigorous sex without lube.
Yes.
It pulls your cheeks in, does it?
Depends.
Oh dear.
So
But it's very nice.
it's a pleasant, it's very well rounded.
It's a good starter if you've never had a sour.
Yeah.
It's well worth.
Because some sours are like being hit by a truck. Your whole body just goes inside.
Your whole body goes inside.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to start off in the dirty world of sours, and some people, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Much like Marmite. Give this a go.
You can probably get it in any good beer shop, and
Yeah.
at about £2.60.
Yeah, I know most places have it. It's one of those sort of beers that's quite readily available in any good shop.
I've definitely never had this before.
Have you not?
No.
I've had loads of it. I enjoy it like on an evening where you just want like a nice refreshing beer. When you come in from
Yeah.
work and you're like, it's.
You can have it with barbecues. We say this with every light beer. You can have it with a barbecue, but that's quite an easy drinker.
But something
For
like
a barbecue.
if you're having them minty lamb burgers that we've just cooked for everybody.
Yeah.
Something like this, 'cause it cuts through the fat a bit and all that
Yeah.
sort of mumbo. I'm burping. That's not the best thing to do.
That's not good for live television. See,
So-
normally we can cut that out.
Yeah, normally we
Doesn't
cut that
work
out.
this time.
So anyway, let's get on with our first video tonight. It's a look at the fab things that you get in a brewing starter kit from Love Brewing. Love Brewing kindly sent us a kit to test drive and see what it's like. We thank them very much. But instead of us two whittering on in a tent, you can hear us two whittering on in the Formal Shark studio. So the good folks at Love Brewing, I think it's .co.uk, but typed into Google, have sent us this stuff to do a kit beer. So this is all the stuff to do a kit beer.
Yes.
The kits seem to be about £70 to £80, but when I went on the other day, they had them down to 66 quid as a deal. So it could be it could be like DFS, and it's always a deal.
Yeah.
Or it could be, but that gives you an idea of the sort of price.
They seem quite nice guys.
Yeah.
Because they sent us this kit to review.
Yeah. And I asked them like odd requests for like pictures and stuff, and they sent them straight away. So that to me show that they're quite a good company to buy from.
Yes.
So that's our sort of caveat of the bit. So you know about them.
So we got this.
So we're gonna be like kids at Christmas and have a look in the box. I haven't really had a good look at the stuff.
So is it a big box that all came in?
Yeah, it all came in a massive box
awesome.
that a 3-year-old can make into a
So
spaceship.
it didn't fit in your letterbox. This is more
No.
important. It doesn't fit in your letterbox,
But
all this kit.
The important thing, the postage was good because it went to my local Matalan store.
Oh, okay.
Because
that's pretty cool.
it was with a good postage company.
Yeah.
So what really annoys us is when I have to go to Timbuktu to collect, because I'm a hard worker. I can't have somebody in the house all the time.
I can't think about you being a hard worker without laughing.
Well, I'm at work for
yeah,
something.
exactly.
So anyway, we'll have a look at this equipment, what we get. So we've got a spoon for stirring stuff.
Spoon.
Spoon
It's
for
a long
stirring.
spoon.
So stir stuff with that. Penis enlargement
Thing?
thing, I think.
What is it? What?
It's for sucking out water, for like transferring water from one
Vessel to the other.
Yeah.
There we
at
go.
various times.
We got a white bucket.
We've got a
which
white bucket.
contains-
sterilizer for sterilising everything. Good beer, clean beer.
Yes.
Everything needs to be cleaned. You can get sterilizer from any good brewing store, and probably a few bad ones as well.
DVD.
DVD, it is. We haven't watched it yet, so we can't review it. We should have maybe watched it before we made beer.
It's probably alright.
Well, it's got
about
wine making, beer making, spirits and liquors. So, especially if you're new to it, this will be the opposite of what we're doing today. This will actually tell you how to do it, rather than a couple of numbskulls just
a pair of idiots.
having a.
Presumably a thermometer.
But we'll find out.
Be careful if it's a thermometer.
Yeah, I once did beer and then broke the thermometer in it at the end.
Oh dear.
So it's a thermometer and a hygrometer.
Awesome.
So just turn around and we'll do a probe.
And this is quite heavy.
This is heavy. This is the actual kit. So it's a craft brewery season series. So there'll hopefully be some instructions in
Not
there.
American. We do series, not seasons.
Right. Oh, there's Popper hops. Look at that. Popper hops. Popper hops.
Citra hops.
A big colostomy bag of goodness. A little hop bag. Some different sugars, and more importantly, the bit I'm wanting out for later. But we're not going to read it on live to you, but we've got some instructions as well.
Yes.
So that was all the equipment with them. Like I said, that's good, and that will do the bit from them. Find them at Love Brewing and the normal places.
Yeah. Hello, welcome back to our end of series live stream. Welcome back to our end of series live stream. Like the BBC Breakfast, but with less grim news and more shit production values.
We are saddened to say that the kit beer did not make it. It's not because of the kit itself, but basically we're a bunch of idiots making it, and we didn't look after it.
So really, somebody should have rang the RSPCA social services because we were neglectful parents to the beer.
But Ben, the cat, is still alive.
That's good. We've learned the lesson of making beer. Dirty hands don't make good beer. Dirty minds do. So, we'll
Keep
come
it
back
clean,
to some...
yeah.
Keep it clean. And we'll come back to some brewing goodness in a bit. You can tweet us and talk to us on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, at Formal Shark.
Hashtag Let's Drink Live.
And our Facebook, facebook.com/Formal Shark.
Yeah.
So
We've
let's...
successfully done that yet again.
Yes. So now let's get on to our next beer.
Yes.
Our next beer is a dirty growler.
Is a dirty growler, and it is Hitachino.
And I hope I've pronounced that right, because it's not from England.
Maybe when we were picking it, we should have got something like simple to say, like Dave's
Beer.
Dave's Homebrew or Dave's Beer.
And it's a 1 litre growler from Pip Stop in Lanchester. This was £9, and we believe it's the Belgian white beer. It's about 5.5%.
So if you want to be a cool kid, get a growler and turn up to your parties with a growler.
But like, you want some of my growler?
Yeah. Or be really nerdy, probably, if you turned up like that. If you want to be cool, probably turn up with some Heineken or something.
Yeah.
If you want to have a good drink.
Is that what cool people drink?
I don't know. I've never been cool.
Maybe
You
that's
know,
why we've
I'm
never
not
been
the
cool.
definition of cool.
That's because we don't drink Heineken. Heineken makes you cool.
Right, yeah, maybe.
So that's what we need to start doing, is drinking Heineken, and the cool factor just
Does
oozes.
it? I don't know. I've never drank it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's slightly darker than the last one.
It's a tiny bit cloudy.
Yeah, it's got a bit of cloud to it.
It could be because I've poured it really badly, or... But I've had this before, and I think it was a little bit cloudy before.
There's
It
fruity
smells of
smell.
like passion fruit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of
there's
like a.
It doesn't look incredibly bubbly.
Yeah, but that's because it's a growler, so it's sat there for a while.
Yeah.
Watching the audience trying to sniff in their little shot glasses that we give them, because we're stingy, we have a proper drink and they've got like a shot glass. So watching them do that's quite funny.
They just suddenly drink the stuff through the nose.
You just snort it.
Might taste better, it might taste worse.
So it's
So it's got a very nice smoothness to it, a nice mouthfeel. Probably with it, you know, it feels like it's got a little bit of wheat in it.
yeah.
That's just giving it a nice mouthfeel, a bit of thickness to it.
So we can deduce it probably is the Belgian white.
Yeah, you're getting a very clear taste to it. It's almost a palate cleanser in a lot of ways. There's not
Yeah.
a lot going on, but it's pleasant.
There's nothing overly empowering in terms of the flavours. They're all very subtle, very neutral, with a very tiny... it's that kind of wheat
Yeah.
flavour taste.
There's not much
to it.
going on, really.
No.
So, to be honest, I would not go out my way to get this beer, personally. If it's there and there's nothing else, it's one of them ones, I think.
With the right food, this could really like complement a dish of something.
But you can't think of what.
No, I can't, because I'm not a chef. But because there's not a lot of empowering flavours, I think
Yeah.
it's something that you're eating that hasn't got heavy flavour in it might go well with.
Maybe fish. Everything goes with fish when you read the
Yeah.
back.
Goes with fish.
Yeah. Everything like that. So, no, I think it's a pleasant beer, personally. That's my opinion of it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can neck it back quite
yeah.
easily.
But I do think the growler thing is cool, because you can go, once you've got a growler, you can go to any bar and say, give us a load of that. And a lot of
Fill my
places give you a lot of sort of cheapness with it. So I think Brewdog give you like a 3/4 off and things like
Yeah.
that. So you can take it home and drink it. So if you say at work in Newcastle or something, so you can take your growler, get it filled up, and then go
You
home
can
and
take your growler to Newcastle and ask her to get it filled.
yeah, and then
I'm
get it
sure there's a lot of people do that in the big market.
and then get it.
Help it, fill my growler. Ooh,
Remind me never to let you take me growler out.
wasn't planning on it.
My growler is clean. I cleaned it well.
Did you?
Yeah, with hot water.
Hot water and everything.
Yeah,
That
it's like
that
the only
doesn't
thing
get
in my.
rid of the diseases,
It's
though,
like the
does
only
it?
thing in my house that's clean. So we're now going to go from the Formal Shark tent in a room to the Formal Shark studio in a house to see us brewing some mofo beers.
Mofo beers.
Well, I couldn't say motherfucker because there's some kids in.
Okay.
So we're going to be making today beer from scratch.
Yes.
So we're going to be also doing a kit beer, and I was thinking of an analogy. It's like curries.
Yeah.
You can go out to a curry house and get awesome curries. That's your beer in your shops. That's your home, your professional brewers. You can then go home. You can either get a jar of paste and do it from there. That's your thingy kit, or you can get all the spices and do that.
So does that mean John Smith's is your microwave meal? Your microwave cook?
Yeah, that's like your 10 pence
yeah.
microwavable curry.
Yeah.
So that was my analogy I was thinking. So the basic principle of making alcohol, because that's what we want to get drunk. So we need sugar for the yeast to eat. Yeast eats sugar. It then has a crap of alcohol and carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Is that
That's the
principle?
official. That's more or less the official terms of it. The microorganism of yeast eats it.
We're going to get the sugars from our malts. Or whatever. What's the terminology they keep using on this thing that was confusing us?
Wort. Was
Wort.
It wort?
No, wart's what we're going to make in a minute. Grist. So, brewers love to confuse people by the sounds of things. So, it's not water in there, it's liquor.
Yeah.
But we're going to call it water because we're morons. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to give this a nice relaxing bath at exactly 66 degrees.
Or more or less, because we've got a Chinese thermometer.
Yes. So we've been a Chinese thermometer that
has decided that 71 degrees is what the water is and turned the power off to our heater.
yeah.
The water is now not cooking.
A lot of the stuff that we've got here today is cheap. We're cheap people. This I salvaged. It was going to get hoyed out from somewhere, so I stole it knowing it would be good. This I had around the house. That's hot now.
Did you just touch the hot bit?
Well, it's all hot.
You.
So all we've done for this setup is pay a thing. Now you could spend thousands and thousands of pounds. People do, just to make beer every so often. We're not about that. We're cheapos. We haven't got much money. We're trying to make a lot of beer.
So we paid £5 for our
It was
Chinese.
£10.
£10 for our Chinese thermal.
I was going to get a more expensive one, but it wouldn't come to Amazon Prime.
Oh.
So what we're going to do is, it goes on about 20 minutes and all that. Basically what we're going to do is start adding that slowly in and keep stirring. We've got 2 people, we've got the stirrer, everything's being cleaned.
Spoon.
Remember that, everything needs to be clean. We want clean beer, we do not want to give horrible beer. Other than that, we'll just...
Okay.
So we're making like a porridge. So what we're doing is, this is malt, so we're basically making like a Horlicks.
I like Horlicks.
Yeah. How do you sleep at night? With a drop of whiskey.
Aye. So does that mean you could make beer from Horlicks?
Well, essentially. You can make anything with sugar. You can make alcohol with anything from sugar.
So Horlicks, if you want to make more money, make a beer.
So we're now, however many minutes through this process, if Bob wants to look at his watch, he's just given it a good stir to make sure that all the temperatures are around about the marks, and unlike what actually's happened and it's gone up in temperature by a shitload, because we're idiots.
Yes.
So
we've got about 40 minutes.
So we've got about 40 minutes, so what we're going to do is we're going to weigh out the hops for the bittering just so we're all prepared and ready. So isn't that good of me?
Yeah.
So the first hops that go in are the bittering hops. They give us bitterness.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why they're called bittering hops?
Yeah, it's like a divorced husband giving his keys to his house back. It's about that bitter. So we're going to do some measuring. So we've got our scaly things at this end that you probably can't see that well. So they're the type drug dealers use for
They're
doing
not
your
that
coke.
accurate. They're not that accurate at all.
Well, a bad drug dealer uses these.
Yeah.
So if you go in,
And you see a drug dealer using these, you're probably getting a good deal.
yeah, or a bad deal, depends if they're under or over.
yeah.
So the Chinook, you ultimately get that really fruity IPA sort of punk smell, don't you?
It's that, you know, when you open Punk and you smell it, that's the smell.
It looks a little bit like rabbit shit.
When was rabbit shit ever that green?
We need 20 grams of this. That's 7.
No, that's 1.8.
And we need 20 grams. That's a point there, is that? Oh, right.
Yeah. No, there can't be a point there. What? Are these scales just really terrible?
Right, so the scales are showing
Is that
7.7.6.
Where I'm looking, it's 118.
Right. I'm just going to phone me dad to buy some scales. Hi, could you pop to Tesco's and get us scales that actually work?
Are they not working very well?
Well, no, not at all. We're getting 7.88 for everything.
Oh, right. I just noticed the zero, that's all.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, you need some more so you can buy them. See you.
Right. I'll see you in a bit.
See you, bye.
Bye.
So, if you're using cheap equipment, have somebody on hand just to phone, and we will get back to you of this little bit later on. The different malts have had a bath for 70 minutes, was it?
75 minutes.
75 minutes. So now what should hopefully happen is the liquid, or the liquor, should now have lots of sugary goodness. So we now have to get the grains from the liquid. So we're going to do that with a muslin.
Muslin.
Yeah.
Muslin. There we go.
Do another one and then we'll teabag this out.
So you're effectively straining the liquid out of the grain.
Hot liquid, so
Professionals probably use gloves.
fucking hot this. Well, what we're going to do now is we're basically going to do this for the next half an hour or so, just sweaty work. So we've now got all the liquid in here. This is the malty stuff.
Malty goodness.
Malty goodness. This is the Horlicks.
Hot work.
Hot work, well, hot, sweaty work. What we need to do now is get this to the boil. So that's like 100 degrees. So we've got this on. We've took the Chinese magic out, so we don't like burn that out.
Yeah.
As it's on for ages and there's a little tiny wire.
Yep.
And burn my house down. And, oh, that's bastard heavy.
Okay, here you got the bottom.
Yeah, this is too much like hard work. We're now going to get this up to
100 degrees Celsius.
Or for people that aren't that bothered, we're now up to bastard hot. Now, after these didn't work, very close to the camera,
Yeah.
we've now sent out some new ones.
Newscast. Oh, look at how shiny
Here they are. So we need 20 grams of these bad boys.
These are Chinook hops.
Isn't that not a type of plane?
It's a type of helicopter.
Helicopter. Same thing.
There we go. There's a bit more in that packet. I'll put. They come in these silver packets as a pellet, so it looks like hamster food or something.
And we need 12.5 of this hop.
Ah,
Right, and they go in there. So once this is boiling, we'll chuck it in. Okay, so what we're doing is we're now going to put in the end hops in the boil. So these go in right at the end, sort of few moments. I think we're leaving sort of,
about 20 minutes.
yeah, and these are the last ones to go in. So there's a big mixture of different hops. So we're going to sling them in and then.
And that's the hops.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that for another 20 minutes and then we'll lift that off the boil.
So now we've got to get this hot bastard water into here.
Did you say hop bastard or hot bastard?
Hot bastard, but it's hot bastard
It
as
is.
well. It's hot and hop bastard water.
Hot. Okay.
Yeah, I've got my hands out the way. I'm going to put this as close as possible.
Here we go.
Now what we're doing is putting the last yeast in, or the yeast into the one we've done
DIY dog.
DIY dog done from scratch. I've spent all day doing this. This is basically the last bit of today's process, so there's going to be some more to come afterwards. The bottling process and stuff like that. Just got to put the last sea monkeys in.
So we took it off the boil and put it in with
Some water
water
and stuff.
and then got it to about 25 degrees for the yeast.
So we just need to put the
Like
top
the other one.
top on now. But we need to let all the air, because if not it'll go BANG! So we let this on, this little device, and what it does is, it's a simple valve system. The gas can get out, but no air can get in. We have now, at the end of our brew day, we're both knackered.
It's been a very long day.
Have you had fun though?
Yeah, I have. I've been looking after you.
Yeah.
I always enjoy looking
So
after you.
no, we've had a really good day. It's been a long time since I've done any brewing. So we've now got a shitload of beer brewing
Yeah.
that we will have to have a party for, and our good for nothing mates will have to come round and drink it. If you're not very popular, it's a very good way to get friends.
Yeah, it is. They'll always come round for a free beer.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're a sad act, if you're Mr. Popular, make some beers.
Yeah.
Because you can reward your friends. So loner to popular, make beer. So we're now going to do a taste test between our DIY Fake Punk and Brewdog Punk IPA. Our audience don't know if they have the real deal or our knockoff brews.
Yes.
So
So,
what I was going to do first is get them just to have a quick show of hands of who thinks they've got sort of real punk, the proper punk, people that knows what it is. So
we've got three hands up.
3 hands up.
Okay.
And we'd assume the rest either don't know or who thinks they've got the fake one. Right. It's good.
That's the number of hands.
So that's
Yeah,
a number of hands.
That's about fairly even. We've split it even down on the.
So what we're going to do now is we'll give you the stats, then we'll taste them. And then,
Yes.
so
So this is Punk IPA by Brewdog. It comes in a 330ml bottle or
can, you can
or
get
a
in bigs.
600ml bottle.
Or you can get a growler filled at a Brewdog
yeah.
bar.
It's about £1.80 for a 330ml can or bottle.
Yeah, it
and
depends.
You can get it from any good supermarket.
Yeah, even like little corner shops are now doing it. Basically, it must be the most widely, well, it's the best-selling craft beer, but probably one of the most widely
you get
available.
With me there?
You poured
You
it, so
cheeky note. And it's about 5.6%.
yeah. Now we reviewed this on the show before. I would expect you've all had it at some point. If you're listening to this show, it is the quintessential craft beer sort of starting
That's a
point.
posh word for you,
Being-
quintessential.
being-
So it's got
It smells like punk.
a bit of fizz, it's got a bit of head,
Yeah.
it's very golden.
You're getting lovely like citrusy sort of smells to it.
The Chinook smell, see, we know this from the brewing.
Yes. Well, that's it.
We're not proper brewers, by the way, if you're watching this and are getting really pissed
Yeah, you're getting
off
on the
that we've got
carrot
it
crop.
wrong. We don't care. We did it for fun. We showed you.
Yeah, we
how
enjoyed
shit we are.
ourselves, and that was the main thing.
Exactly.
It tastes so familiar.
It does. It's got a very good mouthfeel. It's got like a silky finish. There's the right kind of carbonation.
Do you know what it
behind
tastes like? It tastes like when you get home after a week away and you have a bath. Not the bath water, but you know that mentality.
And getting in your own bed.
Yeah.
Just the whole familiarity.
for me, it just feels of home and nice. For other,
Yeah.
and
See, now we need to sup this up quick because we've got to try the other one. We poured too much.
oh yeah, that is a good point.
And we're live, so we can't just pause it and come
Yeah.
back in 5 minutes.
So while we are quickly drinking this, what I will do is explain about there's going to be massive differences in the process that we have done. Obviously, somewhere like Brewdog, they're going to have better facilities to get all the sugar out the grains.
I hope it's not
Yes.
just some idiot
So-
with it boiling.
So a good brewing process is to get the same beer every time out. You want to make the same flavour every time. Where with home brewing, especially us two, we would make a different brew every time because every little thing alters it. The temperature, how long you do it for, your room temperature of when it sort of ferments and everything like that. So for us to get it stable and to taste exactly like it would be a miracle. So there's all sorts of different.
And hopefully our audience have spotted various differences between proper punk and fake punk. So this is our DIY Punk IPA. It's in the bottles provided by Love Brewing
Yeah.
as part of the bundle that they sent us.
Yes, sorry, I drank that too quickly.
Did you really?
Yes.
And they're in really good. And look, the lids actually come off like a proper
Yeah.
lid.
And the good thing was, instead of having to scrub bottles for hours and hours and hours,
You could just do these.
so I think the price point of them meant you could just toy them out or bring them to stuff like this and things where you're going to give them to your friends because you've either then got to ask them for the bottle back if you've bought them proproperly, or you've then got to do a lot of drink.
30ml in that as well.
So with this being a proper, with this being sort of, this has been fermented within the last bit of the fermentation's been done in the bottle to give it the fizz. So it's called a live beer. So the other beer was dead. That's injected with gases and then put in the bottle. So what this has got is a little layer of yeast at the bottom, or as we refer to them as sea monkeys.
Yes.
It's a living thing. You're going to drink something that is living, basically.
So we're being like cannibals. kind
No,
of thing.
because they're not little humans in there, are they?
Fair point.
We're just eating little
Wow,
fishies.
they're not little humans.
Because the yeast is like a little fishy that then
Eats
eats
stuff
and then poos
farts,
out water
yeah.
and stuff.
We don't know what.
Well,
percentage
but alcohol,
this
even
is.
not water.
It's about a 30 ml bottle.
We suspect it's less because it just doesn't. It
We
tastes
suspect
the mouthfeel and things just taste.
about 3%.
But we don't know. The best way we'll find out is use lot the audience tonight. At what point you fall over, and then we'll probably be able to gauge what sort of alcohol strength it is the next morning.
It's not available in any shops, but you can make it yourself. And it costs about £1.20.
Yeah.
You can probably get that cheaper if you buy the hops and everything in bulk.
So,
and if you're actually good.
so you're smelling this after drinking that. We should do it the way around because this just dulls this drink. 'Cause
yeah.
we've tested this to make sure it wasn't going to kill people.
There's
and-
still a florally.
Yeah, there's a
citrusy
flowy
smell.
slight, but it's got a lot more bitterness to it than the Punk has.
Yeah.
The Punk has bitterness and then something else. This just has
It looks
bitter.
slightly more carbonated than Punk. And the head's
It's definitely not
quite
as clear. So I think the best way to describe this, it would be like when you go to Aldi and stuff and you get the Mars bars. They're not quite as good as the Mars bars. They're not there. But if you drink enough of them, you'll probably get used to it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll...
It's got the bitterness. It's got the starting of. You can tell it's trying to be.
This is probably one of the best beers I've made.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to complain if I'm drinking it all night, as I'm probably going to be tonight.
In terms of IPAs, we've had IPAs which was a lot worse than this,
Mm-hmm.
made by proper breweries, not naming Green King.
Oh well, that's not even a beer. That's
but-
just that's
You know, there's
an
people out there
abortion
that-
on a
that-
plate.
that market
Awful.
IPAs, and they're not
Yeah.
even this quality.
Yeah.
So you could do this at home.
So if you've drank your beers, they should be on the bottom. They should either be a black X or
No, it's a blue spot.
a blue spot.
No, it's just a blue spot or nothing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I
you put
X'd some. I did.
Did
Was
you
just
X
none
some?
of- So if you got a blue spot, what you got was genuine Punk IPA.
And if there's nothing,
If there's nothing, then it's our DIY one. So put your hands up if you got that right.
Oh, did Mr. Brewdog over there not get it right?
Not convinced. I think he switched it.
Oh!
So we've got a Brewdog, a die-hard Brewdog fan in the audience, and he's not convinced that he's got it the right way around.
No, that's proper Brewdog.
That's
in
proper
that one.
Brewdog. Oh dear. Oh dear.
So I think what that is that is a massive compliment to us.
Yeah, it is.
Because the guy that's watching, he is politely put a finicky bastard.
And you know,
So
he does drink this stuff
he
quite
drinks a lot of
regularly.
it and thingy. So it's probably the very highest compliment we could
Yeah. And
make.
it's a
And now
good-
he's
good social
now he's gonna cry.
It's a good social experiment. A blind taste test like this works. And if you do your own home brewing and it's to a recipe of a similar beer, try it with your friends because you could be surprised. You know you've made it, but other people
I
don't.
think if you're sort of a virgin of making home brew and you want to get into it, look on your local Brewdog. We're not sponsored by Brewdog. I know it looks like we are. They tend to have brew days, so you can go down and find out off people that know what they're doing, how to brew. So that's probably a good place to start. If we've inspired you for some reason,
Yeah.
then go on their website and
Have a look.
yeah.
Give it a go. Join in.
Yeah.
Um,
I meant to read what's on the
Yeah,
auto
you
cue without
are.
pressing go. So anyway, we're getting on to the next bit. Now here's a little video about what's going on in the world of Formal Shark.
Formal Shark is a media production company. Their flagship product, a beer review podcast known as Let's Drink, The show is hosted by two best friends and co-founders, Phil and Bob. Together they have been producing content, both audio and visual, for many years. They now embark on their most ambitious project to date, a feature-length movie.
Yes, coming in 2018 is our Let's Drink movie. What we're doing is we're going around the UK to look at different beers, breweries, people drinking.
Basically, we're going to have a massive piss up for a week.
Yeah, as the video said, which direction would a video come from?
Well,
video,
it's
that way,
it's front.
over us.
Yeah.
See, I'm used to pointing.
Yeah, well, you don't have to point anywhere.
Do we not need to point?
No.
But it's directing, signposting.
Well, you don't have to.
Do we not have to?
Yeah, so basically, if you like what you see and you want to sort of help us,
I'd go see a doctor.
yeah, but if you, putting events like on this costs lots of money. So, we'll try to do it as cheap as possible, as you can probably tell. But so if you go to formalshark.co.uk/donate, if you'd like to keep up to date with what's going on, sort of Formal Shark-wise, and what we're doing, and events like this that's coming up in the future, we've got plans for more events like this, better as we get better at it. If you sort of follow us and like us at Formal Shark.
Facebook.com/Formal Shark. Sharks@formalshark.co.uk for an email. And our website is www.formalshark.co.uk.
So we will do our legendary sum up on the show now.
Sum up of the show.
Yes. So people who haven't watched the podcast, is we sum it up. Sum ups can take about 5-10 minutes, a proper sum up, or can go on for ages as we talk absolute rubbish about stuff.
Normally we cut it down a bit if we've been talking too long.
Yeah.
And but it's live. You're going to deal with it.
Yes. So we've had four beers. I was about to say, so 4 beers.
It's different.
We started off with the
Wild Beer Co. Sleeping
lemons. That seems to have divided our audience a bit. There was quite a few people didn't like it.
Yeah.
People that normally like beer. Did anybody like that one? So that's quite interesting, not to be sort of sexist with this. It is the females, the women, that have liked that, and that's what I've found with that quite often is it's a gateway for certain people.
Is that like weed being the gateway drug to other things?
Yeah, but if you're like when I was reading an article about it and stuff, if you're like into wines and ciders and stuff like that, if people come in the door by sours, they start getting stuff like that, and then go on to the more hoppier sours and stuff like that.
I found that the good sours are closer to a wine or a cider than a beer.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about sort of craft beer and stuff is people turn around and say, I don't like it. It's not you don't like it. What the thing is, they don't like IPAs. Because everybody assumes that's all there is. But you can go from your IPAs right up to stouts to some really wild things like, they do a mushroom one.
They do a mushroom bit. I'm not going to touch that.
You might like the mushroom one because it doesn't taste of mushrooms.
Yeah, but it's got mushrooms in. I don't like mushrooms.
Yeah. Beer can just be so much now.
Yeah.
Rather than just...
It's not just a bit of malt and a tiny bit of crap hop put in boiled buggery.
And I think that's the best thing about the... We then went on to our growler.
Hitachino's, I've not got it on the screen, so I
Yeah.
can't pronounce it. Nest beer.
Yeah.
I know you can get it in places like Wagamama with your food. You can get it in various good.
I've seen it in
shops.
Pip Stop, Ree
I think
Hills.
Tesco might have it as well. I think it's the one that I've seen in either Tesco or Morrison's as like their out there kind of beer.
Morrison's range is just getting better and better.
Have you been to Asda by IKEA?
Yes.
We were
Yes,
there.
because I was there when we bought
and
beer
they've got
together.
An entire aisle of decent beer.
So we're getting better and better with our craft beer in this country. We're not quite there at the American ones. There was on the on the forum of Brewdog, and it had the UK version against the American version of like Brewdogs, and the Brewdog in America it had like every bit headliner that you could imagine, and then key kegs of it.
Oh.
So you go home with your keg of beer, and that would then involve your proper pumps and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's just absolutely
we've not
class.
got that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should petition our Brewdog for that. But you need the key keg system in your house.
Yes.
Oh, we could do
So
a
if
show
you would
with
like
key
to
keg.
review, if you would like us to review your key keg system, or just a system of kegged beer
like where you're going here.
on this show, please email us at sharks@formalshark.co.uk, and we will review it for years and years and years.
Very thoroughly.
And we will give it a thorough review, and we will give you lots and lots of advertising. See?
Yeah.
Free
Yeah.
stuff.
Free
This is what it's all about.
It is. And then we had Brewdog Punk IPA with our DIY dog Punk IPA.
Yeah.
They are worlds apart, but very similar. They've got the familiarities together.
Like, I think I wouldn't...
Ours isn't quite there.
I wouldn't... If you wanted to be a cheapskate and do like a beer to sort of give to the 5,000 and get them drunk, then doing a brew like that probably isn't very wise.
No.
But as an enjoyable day, we thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was hard work. We were very sweaty afterwards.
It gives you an appreciation for the likes of Brewdog that have improved and worked on their recipe to get it right, their whole brewing process to make everything the same. Every bottle of Punk tastes like Punk.
Yeah.
You don't get a bad bottle. And you know what? That's not going to replace Punk for us, but it was worth doing for the experience.
Yeah, and then we learnt more and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's basically...
Is that our sum up?
That's our sum up.
Which beer would you
Think would win this live?
This live one.
Yeah.
Oh, for me personally, it would be the Sleeping Lemons.
Okay. I think
Probably the Brewdog IPA, but only a little bit for me.
Well, the proper punk.
Yeah, proper Punk.
Like I said, it's just so familiar. It's like,
yeah. See, to me the
Sleeping Lemons was good. It was nice. It was out there, but
I think it's
familiarity.
it's just
is what
because
I'd
it's
go for.
that little bit different. It's a beer that there's only a small collection of beers that I can link anywhere near.
Yeah.
Where the IPA market is just absolutely,
Yeah.
it's cram packed. It's like sardines.
and another
Pair of tossers have made another IPA.
Yeah.
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 Sick and tired of IPAs.
Yes.
Why did we make an IPA? We're sick and tired of them. And all we did
Because with
was
this
be like,
beard, I'm going to be a hipster.
you're going to be a hipster.
Yeah.
No, you're not ginger. Hipsters have ginger beards.
I need it bigger now.
They need to be a bit longer. And
But I've started. I've dyed my beard to be half hipster.
keep using
So
words like artisan and
artisan,
shit like that.
bohemian,
Yeah. and then you'll
bohemian.
be
Just in the wrong bit, bohemian.
Oh, I liked LPs before they were cool.
I did.
Yeah, see, hipster. You're on your way. Anyway, do you think we should end this? Do you think everybody on YouTube's been like that?
Yeah,
Sick
it's
and tired of this.
well.
Pair of dickheads.
The man's not done the shut up sign.
yet. Are we anywhere near close to shutting up?
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
should because we've run out of
Yeah.
content and we're not.
So we thank you for watching Let's Drink live. And
Remember,
it's
you
our-
can get us on lots of different social media
Yes.
outlets. Remember, you can get us on Twitter @FormalShark. You can get us on Facebook, facebook.com/FormalShark. You can get us on our website, www.formalshark.co.uk. We are on Instagram. There's about 4 pictures on Instagram. We forget to update
Like,
that.
if you follow us on Instagram and we're missing a market here, please
We
email
need to.
us.
We do need
if,
to.
If somebody tells us, if nobody's on Instagram, we don't
Yes.
care. But if that's like going to be a call following, then we'll get pictures of Philip drinking beer.
Yeah,
With
tweet
his
us.
new hipster beer.
Yeah, we love tweets. Tweets are great, especially when I'm at work. Don't tell me boss
Yeah.
that. We have a couple of people that tweet us regularly. I'm going to give a
Yes.
shout out to him if I can remember his name, because he tweets us quite regularly and he's a bit of a fan. And I'm going to go down my notifications. I'm not going to read it out because
It was about
a previous show. So he's called Oliver Cocker or KB.
Is that his real name, do you think?
I don't know. If you're watching, tell us.
Yeah.
And he says, he listened to a podcast and he says, listening to @FormalShark podcast earlier, amazing how quickly a chat about fancy ales can turn into a subject of dry fisting so quickly.
You said you weren't going to read it out.
Well,
You thought you
we're
would.
filling.
You thought you would.
We're filling to the
Yeah,
end.
filling
So,
to
so we love people tweeting us and things like that.
Yeah, please be our friend. We've not got many of them.
So I think we will come to the end of all this and let the good...
Does this mean end?
Yes, it means... Well, what else? How else do you like
Well,
signal
well,
end? I don't do...
This? Shut up!
Shut up.
Nobody's on.
Nobody's on. We lost everybody. So, yeah, we are rambling very quickly into saying goodnight.
Yes.
So, let's say
Good night.
good night.
Don't have nightmares.
Yeah.